All right, what's up everybody? Jonathan here, and we have special guest Katarina. The next exercise is going to be a single leg squat. This is a light spring exercise, and what we're gonna do is be at the front platform facing away to the sides. Whichever leg is the target leg will be on the platform. She's gonna be doing her left leg. So what she's gonna do is move her left foot all the way forward to the edge of the platform, or you can say to the upper right side of the platform. Her left toe is going to go diagonally back onto the carriage before the strap of the carriage next to the springs. And we can see that her heel is lifted up and behind her. We're going to talk more about this later. Now, in this staggered position where one leg is more in front of the other, she's going to perform a single leg squat, which I want you to remember is sort of like a dead lift. So the cue that I say is send the hips back, feeling the left hamstring stretch as the carriage starts to move out. Once she feels that stretch in her hamstring, she's going to start to bend her left knee to sit down and back. And as she goes down, the carriage moves out on its own. She presses through her left heel into the front platform to go up like an elevator. And as she goes up, the carriage will start to move in. Now, as we continue this exercise, I'm telling everybody that this is not an in and out. It looks like it's going out and it looks like it's going in, but the right leg is a kickstand that is just there to support the upper body. So that way, as we go down, sitting down and back into our imaginary chair, the carriage will automatically move out because the kickstand or the right leg is moving with the body coming down. Now, as she continues her next one, we're going to zoom in to the camera, looking at the ankle from behind, and then we're going to exhale as we slowly go up, continuing to look at the ankle. Now, what we're going to do at the top is we're going to rotate the heel inwards more towards the body, opening the right hip because she's turning her heel away from the camera, and now she's going to go down. Now her right hip is a little bit more open. This may make someone feel more comfortable, especially around the ankle area. We can see that it looks more in line. The ankle isn't coming out or looks like it's popping out. And that's what you kind of want to see. And this feels a lot more comfortable for some people. Now, holding at the top, if she wanted to intensify, she would move her right foot over the carriage strap. And as she continues, by moving the foot away from the edge, away from the springs, it's going to make the carriage less heavy. It's going to make the carriage more lighter, more slippery, because when the foot is close to the edge, when the push happens, it feels a lot heavier because the springs in the feet are closer together, and that's going to help pull the carriage in a little faster. We're going to go through her challenges. At the bottom, she's going to hold at the furthest point below, and then she's going to pulse up and down 2 inches. If you ever need to modify, fingers on the bars, but never your palms, because I want Katarina to put her hands on the bar. People hunch over, and I don't want that. I'd rather to use your fingers like she's going to show you now to keep the chest up and the chest tall and proud, squeezing the shoulder blades together to keep that rounded shoulder from happening. Now she's going to hold, and she's going to bend her right knee to bring the carriage in, and then she's going to lengthen her right leg to bring the carriage out. You exhale as you bend the knee, you inhale as you lengthen the leg, and then when she lengthens her leg out, the next time she's going to start exhaling as she pushes up through her left heel, and then inhaling as she comes down and back. Remember that breathing is great, but if you want to breathe optimally, you want to exhale when something is difficult. So you want to exhale on the way up and inhale on the way down. Now we're going to be talking about internal hip rotation, collapsing of the knees to your hips. So as we continue this exercise, we can see that there's right internal hip rotation. Don't fix yourself because this glute is a little bigger. And if you pay attention, it looks like the belt line is turned in. So we pull the left hip forward, right hip goes back, and now it's more squared, and let's continue the exercise. And you can see that it's a lot more in line because both glutes look about the same size, and the waist and the hips are in that squared position. The next thing you want to look at are the hips. Are the hips in line with the knee? If someone were to collapse the knee in, I'm going to have Katarina hold, kind of collapse this knee in to the left, And you can see that if I drew a line from the hip downwards, there's this much space. So I would come by, place my forearm here and push into my forearm so that the knee will come out and in line with the hip. Another thing that'll happen is the carriage will pull the hip out, and if I drew a line from here to here, there's this much space. So I would put my forearm here and say push into my forearm, lean, 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 until it's in line with the knee. Now up, slow as you can go, and I'm gonna trace my forearm down to the knee, and we'll square it right there, and everything is in line. You'll also wanna look at if someone's hips sink. So as you go down, let this hip sink, and you'll see that this is going downwards like this. Pick the hip up, and now everything's in line, and as she comes up, she is not dropping a hip, slightly turned this way, and that is it.